Man, what's poppin'? It's your boy Lambo Drew, man. Y'all already know, man. We are back with a banger, man. We got my guy to finally make it back to the show. So make sure y'all are sharing this link with each and every person you possibly can. Cause I'm telling y'all, he coming with that heat, man. CPMD is in the building, y'all. Listen, y'all better make sure that y'all are getting this to each and every single group y'all possibly can. Because I'm telling you, man, there's so many people who are always elevating you to the next level, especially when it comes to this crypto game. And CPMD is one of them. But before he gets to this show, I got to make sure we get this energy up, man. I got to make sure y'all ready, man. Because CPMD gonna bring it, and he does what he does best, man, out here. You know what time it is. Let's get to the chats real quick, man, before we bring my guy on and see who's in the building. Miss Ingram, they got that number one top spot. I see you in the building, Miss Ingram. Shout out to you, man. Good evening, family, man. LA Law got that second spot in the building. Happy Thursday, everyone. Let's go, LA, man. You already know. Congrats, Miss Ingram. Good to see you. Let's go, man. My boy Leo says, all I can say is CPMD is about to be in a starting blocks with your motor running. Lambo, let's get it up to 100 miles per hour in less than 4 seconds, baby. Let's go, Big Leo. I see you in the building, man, showing love to my guy, CPMD. It's time to go. My cousin's in the building, man, representing that booth. Y'all see the Saints, man, in the building. Matter of fact, I would the Saints because my boy CPMD is a Texas boy. So we got to represent for the South down here, man. I got to make sure we keep it right down here. You know what time it is. Beaumont in the house, man. Stand up, man. Big CPMD. I see you, baby. You already know. Thank you, LA. Let's go, man. The chat is on fire. Hello, Arrow. Good to see you in August. Y'all better be in August in Vegas. All roads lead to Las Vegas, man. Labor Day weekend, man, for the conference, man. We're running it back again. Labor Day weekend. CPMD is supposed to be down there. So you guys are definitely going to get a number one-on-one with him, man. Last time we had a one-on-one with CPMD, it was in D.C. That was in 2023. And y'all got a chance to run it. My boy has then since ran laps and been putting that passport book to work. You know how CPMD get down, man. So y'all make sure y'all want to see CPMD in the States, man. Y'all get down there Labor Day weekend, man. That's the 4th and the 5th in Vegas, September 4th and 5th is going down. You guys want to be down there. My soul does wait. Good to see you already, man. Hello, Arrow. Good to see you. Miss Linda's in the building. Hello, Leverage Show family. Shout out to you, Miss Grams. Invest You say good evening, everyone. Shout out to Good Invest You, man. What's up, family? Miss Miami's in the building. Good to see you, man, little bro. My niece is in the building. Hey, fam, let's go, man. I mean, the chat is on fire, bro. Y'all knew that this Texas boy was coming in there, man, to show y'all some love out here. Hi, Linda. Hi, Miss Graham. Good to see you. Hello, Miss Johnson. Let's go, man. Miss Linda Graham and Miss Nikki. Good to see you, man. Hi, Invest You, LA. You're going to Vegas. She better be going to Vegas. If not, we in trouble around here. Hi, Miss Ingram. Hi, LA, man. Nikki, are you going to Vegas, man? They asking everybody, are you going to Vegas? The question is, are you going to Vegas, baby? Because we going to Vegas, man, September 4th and 5th, man. Y'all better go ahead and lock in. My brother Van is in the building. Good to see him in the building, man. Good evening, Level Show family. What's up, Lambo, man? It's your world, baby. We're doing what we do best, man. Let's go, man. Hi, Van. Good to see you, man. Hello, Van. You already know, man. My boy Isidro is in the building. Shout out to you, IC. You remember CPMD in DC. Shout out to you, Easton. He knew he wasn't going to miss this crypto one, man, with my boy CPMD. Let's go. My boy Jose is in the building. Shout out to you. Oh, man. He said, oh, shoot. You already know. Let's go. He is big in crypto. My guy, Jose, man. So shout out to you, Jose, for popping in on here, man. Jose, yeah, you're going to like this one. You're going to love CPMD, man. Let's go, man. I got to get you introduced to the fam, baby. Hi, IC. Let's go, man. Elevation J say, hey, family. Good to see you, Elevation J. Please make sure you guys are locked and loaded on Sundays. Me and Elevation J go live on TikTok 10 a.m. Eastern every single Sunday. So if y'all make it to church or you trying to dip out on church or you in Bedside Baptist on Sunday, pull up on us, man, on TikTok, man. Me and Elevation J. We going to be going in live all Sunday long, man. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Thank you, Elevation J. Hi, Jose. Welcome in, man. Hi, LA Law. Welcome in. Elevation J. Good to see you, man. What's up, Coach, man? You know we in the building with CPMD, man. He's making Lambo step his game all the way up. I got to put some bling on. Baby, where my bling at? I gotta ask my wife where my bling at around here. Because you know when CPMD coming, man, he be shining. Give me some glasses around here when he come through. LA Law say CPMD, let's go, man. My wonderful wife is in the building. Hello, everyone. Let's go, man. Tony, man, says fire. Let's go, Tony, man. Good to see the fam in the building, man. LA Law says hi, Facebook fam, man. Hi, sis. Shout out to all the Facebook family out there, too, as well. YouTube family out there, too, as well. And the Twitch family and all of y'all are definitely, man, would keep this game, man, rocking, man. Hi, Mr. Johnson. Good to see you, man. Hi, Tony. Welcome, man. I will be in Vegas, Miss Ingram. I'm excited. Let's go, baby, man. Yes, we coming through. Y'all better be coming through, man. Yes, I will tap in on Sundays. Y'all better tap in on Sundays, 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm telling y'all, if y'all go out there and y'all take a little break, tap in on Lambo and Elevation J because we going live, baby. You know what time it is. My boy, Anthony, the Loaster General, is in the building. You know he wasn't going to miss his boy CPMD, man. Guess what? When we the last time was in D.C., the Loach was on one side blinging, CPMD on the other side blinging, Lambo in the black. I had my head down like I can't even look at them both. They out there shining so hard, baby. So you know he had to come out here, man, and represent for his dog, man, out here. Let's go, baby, man. You know we're going to be laughing, man, having a good time, man. Hi, Anthony. Good to see you, man. What's up again? Mix of motivation, man. Thank y'all, chats, man, for what y'all do and bringing the energy. Again, make sure you are liking, sharing this link to somebody, because somebody out here going to definitely need it, man, for my guy, CPMD. Listen, y'all, without further ado, man, I cannot wait to bring this man to the stage. Y'all already know, man, he is no stranger to the Leverage Show. And every time we see him, he's always elevating to the next level. You talk about a master when it comes like to knowing crypto and knowing the spaces, knowing what he's getting into, but also talking about something that may be next level and sustainable for some of you guys that are out here. I'm telling you, I can go on ahead and talk and give him accolades after accolades. I can talk about the Texas boy he is. I can talk about the man loving to go fishing. I can talk about the man loving to smell good with the smell goods and the bling with the bling. But I can also tell you, man, he's one of the smartest guys I know who literally, man, waits on opportunities so many other people can win in his community. And that's the man and the brother that we all welcome to the Leverage Show today. My brother, my friend, my guy, CPMD. Let's go, baby.
What's up, Lambo? What's going on?
Come on now, man. You already know what time it is, man. I see, look, even my boy Jackson Armstrong that pulled in on here, man, to show some love.
Yeah, see all the crew, man, tapping in. So, man, I'm excited to be here, man. You know, anytime you call me, you know, you want me to come on, man, just let me know. You know, I'm here. You know, I love hanging out. I love, you know, talking with you. And, man, I applaud you for what you've been doing here, man. We were talking about this earlier, and you probably approaching somewhere, give or take, you know, about 500 shows. I mean, that type of consistency deserves some praise, you know, and man, you know, show some love in the chat for Lambo. Everybody drop some fire in the chat, because that's consistency. That's real, true consistency. It's not easy to do. Yeah. In any form or fashion, it's not easy. And I know, you know, because I do content as well, and to be that consistent for that long, you know, and to be able to, you know, just bring quality content, you know, to your community and to everyone, man, that's a big success to you, man. So anytime you need me, man, you can call me, man. I'm definitely gonna pull up on the show, and you know, we can have some good conversation. We can talk whatever it is that you want to talk about, and you know, just kick it.
You know, bro, look. I gotta say this, right? Because you know, CPMD, man, has been to the show so many times, right? When we talk about the show, we talk about so many wonderful guests, man. And I mean, I see y'all in the chats, man. I mean, that's his roll dog right there. I mean, Big Anthony Delos, man. You know, he gonna come with the fire, and see Jackson, see everybody, see a Sidro, everybody who done met you and got a chance to talk with you and really know who you are and even follow what you do in your platform. It's so amazing. And I really want to thank you for that, man, because I don't think that in this arena that we really see it so long. Being consistent, right? Because I have a lot of people who will come out here and they'll say, yo, Lamb, I got this person, man, who I've been following and but man, they're not like you and you in Crypto Pays Me Daily out here, and they get a chance to follow a couple of some other good ones, like my guy Anthony Deloach and Jack and BOJ and Unlimited Freedom and Coach Rashid, and the list goes on and on. They're full of amazing, wonderful leaders we can talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest thing is that can they travel like you travel? Hold on. I gotta say this. Can they travel like CPMD travels, y'all? If y'all want to travel like CPMD travel, y'all go ahead and put your hands up in the chats. The boy is out here booking the passport books. The stamps are gone. Now he got a wifey, so now they got to travel double. So now he getting double stamps because they just stamping the passports. You got the large book or you got the small book? The regular size or the large book of passport?
Matter of fact, look, it's funny you say that. It's literally sitting right here next to me. It's literally sitting right here. That's funny. Literally sitting right there.
Hey, I'm telling y'all.
That's only because I just used it. That's why, because I used it.
Because you just used it. Anthony Deloach is the only other one I know is stay on a plane like you, man. I'm telling y'all. Y'all the two most plane riders. Y'all gotta be, if y'all not approaching the $1 Million Mile Club. It's coming. If it ain't there, it's coming. I know it's coming.
I mean, you gotta get around and see the world, and especially with what we do, there's always things going on. I mean, globally, not just here. I mean, what we do, we can do it anywhere. So we don't have to be at home to, we just need internet. And as long as we've got some good internet, we can operate. And you really don't even need that because you got your cell phone, right?
You got your cell phone, man.
You got your cell phone. So, I mean, just this new age that we live in now, we always stay connected everywhere we go. So if we want, if me and the wife want to go somewhere for a week and just, relax, as long as she can get away, hey, we go and that's what we do. And, we try to see different places and enjoy life. And, and then we've got a couple of different travel memberships and timeshares. And so we just told ourselves, like, we got to really start using them. Like, let's we're paying for it. So let's take advantage of it and start using it. So yeah, it's always good to try to get a trip in, at least once every month, once every other month or so. And, try to get out the country or, just try to do something, and experience life, because again, nothing is ever promised. You don't know, you don't know when you're going to be called away from this, this life. So, enjoy it, live it, and experience, the world. I love seeing other cultures and how they live and, just how they operate and the foods. And I mean, and it's just, I enjoy that kind of stuff. And my wife does too. If it were up to her, she would live in another country somewhere else. I'm the one that's kind of like, I'll visit, but I still want to come back home. Her, she ready. Like I've been told, let's go live somewhere, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. We can go visit, but I don't know if I want to stay. I'm so spoiled by, just the things that we have here is, I like being here too. So
the convenience. I know that's what you do. I know that's what you like. Man, shout out to you. Y'all, listen, he looked just a little bit, sunburned just a little bit, y'all, because he was down in the islands, y'all. He just got back. Like literally. Was it yesterday or the day before you just got back?
Tuesday night. Yeah, it was Tuesday night.
Tuesday night, y'all. He was in Jamaica.
Definitely got some sun. And then I don't have all my setups either, so I don't have my lighting and all of that like normal. But it's all good. Hey, the sun was well worth it. Well worth it. There was better weather in Jamaica than it is here in Houston. Just put it like that. If I were outside here, I'd be much darker than I would be in Jamaica. But yeah. I did get some sun for sure.
Bro, love it, man. Love it, bro. Look, Big Anthony said, I gotta get CPMD to Vegas for the birthday bash at the end of the month.
Is this month?
I think it's this month. It's what, July 25th or something like that? Let me know, Big Ant. Is it July 24th or 25th or 26th or something like that? Yeah, he gonna put it in the chats. I already know. It's got to be one of them days, July 24th, 25th, or 26th.
We had to look and see. Hey, I mean, I always love a Vegas trip.
Like you said, yep. He was like, yep, it's already there. So, yeah.
All right. Yeah, we'll have to look. We'll have to check the schedule and see if we can make that work.
You see, they got. Look, he said you got it. Look, I told you. I already knew it had to be. You know, when he said it, I'm like, hey, you got you, bro. Don't worry about it, bro. Yeah, you know how he he just go to Vegas and I know. I gotta wait for a standby ticket somewhere, man, and hopefully somebody bless me. What's up, man? I can get down there, baby. But again, move forward. Shout out and everything, man. CPMD, who sit back up in here, man, and we love what you've been doing, dude. You've been consistent out here with all of your content you've been putting out. But the one thing I've watched you is you literally kind of pulled back like for a season and everything, man. And I really want to talk about that today because I got a lot of people, man, been like, yo, where CPMD is at. Actually, my little bro, shout out to Mr. Miami, man, Jay Weezy, man. He actually was the one that prompted me, man, to call you some time back, some weeks back, a month or so ago, or whatever, man. And I hit you up, and me and you was FaceTime, and I said, man, I know he busy, we in schedules and everything else, man. I know he busy. He's doing what he needs to do. But the one thing that I love, bro, we jumped on the horn, man. We was on it for hours, bro. Just sitting back up in there, just talking, catching up, seeing what's out there, man. Man, what have you seen out in this space? Like, what was the pullback? But then also, what was the focus? Because I actually seen you just really just lock in and just say, yo, I'm just going to be focused out here. And I want everybody to kind of know exactly, man, what that focus was out there for you.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of aspects to it. I think sometimes you get so caught up in doing things, right? And so many different things that you lose focus a little bit. And, we always talk about having laser focus, right? When you really want to achieve something and you really have a goal that you're set out to achieve. And, in the space that I'm in, of course, the crypto space, I mean, like everybody else says, it's the wild, wild west, right? We know, like, it's the wild, wild west. Things can get crazy. And there was a moment, I would say over I would just even say the last 2 years, it was just a lot happening, right? There were a lot of things happening that weren't really that great for the space. Meaning there were a lot of deals that were popping up and people were, jumping in and communities getting in. And we saw a lot of people getting hurt because they just weren't the right deals. And sometimes, we think like we've always got to be moving forward, right? We've always got to have something that we're working on, something that we're building. And, I just had to really step back and say, look, there's nothing good really happening right now. And it's okay to not, have to do something or have to have something new to bring to the community. Sometimes your best move is just to not move at all. And that's the position that I, found myself in. It's like, hey, look, just don't move. Let whatever is going to come to you, right? It'll come when it's ready, but don't force it. Because what ends up happening in those situations is that, you end up getting yourself involved with something. You end up bringing your community into something that ends up negatively affecting yourself and your community. And then, your name is everything, right? When it's everything. Once you build that reputation for yourself to where you have a bad name, you don't have any credibility. You don't have any credibility with your community or with anyone for that matter. And so for me, it was just a time where I was just like, let's just take a pause, put everything on hold for just a second, and let's just wait, right? Wait for the right things to come up. And I'll tell you, I mean, almost a year to date, I got involved with an opportunity that, it's been doing very well, still rocking it right now. But the funny thing, and we talked about this, is that between this year, from this time last year to right now, there have been so many things that we've seen just crash, right? Disappear, rug pull, whatever you want to call it. So many things that have just disappeared. And I'm thankful that I didn't just keep jumping into the next deal, because again, I don't want to see anyone get hurt. I don't want to see myself get hurt. And then I definitely don't want to build a bad name for myself, right? And so for the last year, I've really been focused on one opportunity. And the beautiful thing about it is it's the most real thing that I've probably touched in this space. Very, very real. It's not a deal that's going to make you rich overnight, but I feel great when I bring something like that to my community, because I know they're in a place where I don't have to worry about them waking up and wondering what happened while I was sleeping. Where did the website go? Where did my funds go? And we've had this happen so many times in this space, just because there are just so many people who, either have bad intentions, or they put something together that, they might have good intentions, but it just doesn't work, or it's not sustainable. And a lot of people get hurt because of that. And so I really just took a step back and I just said, hey, look, it's okay, that this deal is over here and people are making this kind of money in it. It's okay, because if I didn't feel like that was what was for me and for my community, or I didn't feel like it was the best move, I wasn't going to make it. And so that's where I've been really over the last 2 years, I would say, is I've kind of been in that space. And, there's two projects that one I've been in for over 2 years that's still here, still really trying to get off the ground, but still here. And the other one I've been in for about a year now, and it's at a really good place, really, really good space. And all my community that's involved with it, has value, right? And so yeah, it just was a time where I really just pulled back to say, look, we don't have to do everything, right? It's a lot of work anyway, right? Sometimes it's a lot of work that turns out to be a lot of work for nothing, because it's not even, a good deal at the end of the day. Some things are here for 3 months, 6 months, and then they disappear. And then you find yourself back in the same position, trying to rebuild, trying to recoup losses, trying to, help the community and the people who've taken their losses, and people that are mad at you, and they want to curse at you and, bad mouth you. And it's just like, it's not worth it. Right. And so that's why I really found myself, these past 2 years was just really in a position of, you don't have to touch everything that you see, right? Everything may not be for you or meant for you in your community, and that's okay. And so I tell that to people, look, that FOMO, that fear of missing out, we don't have that anymore. Like there is no more FOMO, because that FOMO doesn't outweigh the repercussions of making the wrong move. It just doesn't. And so now I think about things a little differently when I'm looking to move into something. Is that the best move for my community? And is that the best move for me? And if it's not, it's okay. Mm-hmm. All right. It's all right. So I just really been focusing on, a couple of things, and knowing that, all of the efforts that I'm putting there are going to, a great place, and they're serving my community, and my community is in a great place because of that.
Facts, man. I mean, you're talking about a wise answer, man. When we look in the spectrum of things, right? And that's why I love to let the community get the one-on-one shot with you and let them hear from you, because I don't think that a lot of the times, man, that we were so busy jumping into so much stuff. There was a time, man, where you watched you, me, Anthony, Bill J, some of the rest of us. We had so much stuff on the docket of what we was promoting. It was insane. And we look at everything that we have, that what's here and what's not here, and we literally see like, boom, it's not here no more. This is not here no more. That is not here no more. I watched how you transitioned, and you literally says, man, Lambo, like I remember, man, at this point I had this many people going and this stuff going. But a lot of people don't know this, and I'm gonna say this to you and stuff like that. And I see what Big Anthony said, no more FOMO. Yep, you gotta lock in and get focused. It's facts. Anthony, I watched single-handedly, and I'm gonna give him his flowers. I watched him how he took E-Estate and literally single-handedly, boom, pushed that to where E-Estate is right now. I watched him do that. Mm-hmm. And E-Estate just celebrated their year anniversary just a few weeks ago in DC. And they're just killing it and crushing it. When you get locked in rather than jumping around for many different things, you watch yourself continuously to start having the leadership and people behind you, and things start maneuvering. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know, as quiet as it's kept, your name, you kind of see, it's been over here, been doing other things, and people don't even know like the biggest impact like you have. Right now, man, CPMD in one of his projects literally has over 21,000 people behind him. Quietly. Ain't saying nothing, ain't talking nothing, just stacking it up and allowing what leadership looks like to go on ahead and continuously to make a lot of moves. And I was like, dude, you doing this and that. He said, Lambo, I ain't got to talk about it. I'm gonna share it on my channel. I'm gonna bring it to y'all. I'm gonna bring it to what you guys really want. And if that's what y'all want, that's what we're gonna do. We were literally talking about this amazing opportunity. And I want you to talk to the people just about it, because I do think not that it's only life changing, but for some people who are going to wait out here in the community and wait for something that is going to be real, how can actually this be beneficial to you? Shout out to you, Rim. I see Rim Smith been pulled up on here, man. The credit lady, the credit goat herself, man. I've been pulled up in on the chat. You're going to do this to Lambo and CPMD out there? I see you, fam, out here. Got some goats out here, man, that's pulling up on us, man. But how does that opportunity now, looking in a scope and you seeing all of these amazing people behind you now and getting paid, right, whether you talk about it or not, right? Talk about it or not. This is how you do things. How do you literally allow that to continuously have the impact that it's having, and then how people are taking care of that, my friend?
Well, I'll say one thing here first, because you kind of touched on something. When I first got into this space heavily, which was right around COVID, right after, really during COVID, actually, it was April of 2020 was when I really kind of got into this space and really started learning and educating myself. And then by the end of 2020, things were really kind of rolling. But I remember my strategy then was, let's get in as many things as we can, diversify as much as we can. And when, 70% of them don't work, let's just say 7 out of 10 don't work really, really well and outweigh the 7 that didn't, that was the strategy, right? Just spread yourself out as much as you can. And, the ones that work really well. The ones that don't, it's okay. But over the years, what I learned is that if you're using that strategy, you will never successfully get to the top of any of those opportunities. You'll never really maximize the opportunity, You'll never achieve the highest ranks and the highest income that you potentially could in those opportunities, because you're going to have your people going every other direction, right? Me personally, I might be able to get into 20 different things, 10 different things, but my community might be looking at, well, what's the best one or two that I can get in? Then they choose one or two, and those one or two are one of the or two of the seven that didn't work. Then what happens? Well, now the community says, "Oh, I got in these deals and I lost." You know, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's just putting us in stuff that doesn't work. And I'm over here saying, well, "What do you mean? I got in 10 things, and these three over here are paying me through the roof. Like, I don't care about the seven, but two of those seven was the two that my community got in because they weren't able to go and spread themselves out into 10 different things. And so I started to learn that diversifying just to be in a whole bunch of different things is not what's best for my community. It might be for some other communities and other people. That might be a great strategy. But for me, that wasn't a great strategy for my community, because most people are new, or what we call newbies to this, industry in the crypto space. And they're just trying to get started, right? Most people are living check to check. They don't have, $5,000 sitting in the bank. Most people have a, $500 or $1,000 that they can take and put into some of these different things. So they can't spread out into 10 different things, right? And so that's why I quickly found out that that wasn't really going to be a great strategy to keep my community very successful and to keep a good name for myself, because we all know that the negative news travels a million times faster than the positive news, right? You'll never hear about the people who are doing well in the projects, but you'll hear about every single one who's lost something, right? And so that's why I really just had to kind of refocus and reshift. And, we talk about that laser focus. I really needed to just lock into something that I knew was a real strong project and say, hey, look, community, this is where you need to be. This is a strong project. It's not going to make you rich overnight. Your job is not going to make you rich after 40 years. You're not going to go to Vegas and, pull the right slot and win $10 million. You're not going to win on the lottery ticket. You will give your whole life to go and work for somebody else to build their dreams and to make them rich. Can you give yourself 3 to 5 years building something that is real and legitimate? And, and I can tell you in confidence that you're going to be in a great place in 3 to 5 years. Now, granted, we don't know anything is possible, right? But based on the information that's provided, we can make a pretty strong assumption that what's happening here is going to have you in a great place in 3 to 5 years. And that's where I found myself with WeFi, and that's what we were talking about, was the opportunity of WeFi, which is, the world's first deal banking platform, meaning bridging traditional banking and crypto, right? And bridging the two together, bringing crypto to the masses through something that they already understand, which is banking. Right? Everyone that's on here right now, I'm sure, spent some money today. They swiped the card, they got gas, they got food, they went to the ATM machine, they paid bills, right? You might have some people who went to a car dealership and got a loan to buy a car. Some people might be in the process of getting a loan to buy a house. You may have somebody who sent some money through Western Union to family and friends in another country or across this country. Like, all of these different things that are tied to banking, right? People do it. It's a habit. I don't have to remind anybody to pay their cell phone bill, to pay their car notes, to go eat, to go to the store, to pay their gym memberships, to go shopping, buying clothes. We don't have to tell a person to do it. They're going to do it regardless, right? But what if you could introduce the 90% of the world who doesn't know about, who is oblivious to crypto and never had any and don't own it? What if we could introduce that 90% of the world to crypto through banking, which they already understand? What if you could create a residual income that's tied to the habits of people in banking or spending habits, banking habits, right? And you could create a real residual income. Let me tell you, it's been a blessing, and I'm super thankful for WeFi and for my guy Alex who brought it. I was the first person he called when he found out about it. He didn't even get off the phone with the person who was telling him about it without call. I was on the phone three-way with him. He called me while he was on the phone with the other person to tell me about it. But it was something that just was right on time. It made sense. It just made absolute sense in what they're doing. And I've been able to see this thing on a whole other level than most average people. I've been to the events, I've had to sign NDAs and stuff that I've been shown that I can't really talk about, that's happening. But when you look at some of the people that are involved with this opportunity, like Reeve Collins, and if anybody is in crypto, you know who Reeve Collins is. He's the co-founder and creator of USDT, right, which is the stable token that does $150 billion a day in transactions, right? I mean, everybody who's been in crypto at some point has used USDT, spent it, sent it, traded with it. You've done something with it. But this person, Reeve Collins, is on the board to create stable coins for banking. He's on the board and it's verifiable information, right? You can go and look back in April, there was a partnership announced all over the internet. Type in WeFi and Visa, and you'll see article after article that Visa has partnered with WeFi, and WeFi is they're building the crypto rails that Visa will run their transactions on. Huge. Do you think Visa would ever partner with someone that wasn't legitimate, 100%? Visa, I mean, we're talking about one of the biggest companies in the world, right? And so I just felt really good about the things that have been happening with that project. And I said, look, even if it takes you 3 to 5 years to really see the fruits of this, would it be worth it? Because I can only count or even imagine how many of these deals are going to come and go over the next 5 years. I can just see how many have come and gone in the last year since I've, started that project. But it's been nothing short of amazing. It just makes complete sense. I mean, there's a whole lot more to it. One of the things I would say is really cool is that WeFi doesn't spend millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars to advertise. They take 50% of whatever banking fees they generate, whatever fee it is, ATM, card swipe, loan, remittance, any of the fees, they pay 50% of it back to the community that's building WeFi. There's no bank that's ever going to do that. It's never going to happen, right? And, I literally have found myself sometimes looking in my back office and seeing transactions happening seconds apart from each other, and they're paying me from people that might be in Europe or on the other side of the world pumping their gas, and they swipe their card, and then I got paid from it. It's just the most brilliant idea. And that's why I said, let me get laser focused and really lock in on this, because I know this is going to be great for the community. I know that people are not going to come here and wake up the next day and say, what happened to my funds? Where did the website go? What happened here? Right. And the one kicker to all of this is that going through the process of, especially banking process, it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort to be able to get the different go through the regulatory process that you have to go through to be able to operate in certain countries. And that's kind of where we're at right now, is that certain countries are going to open, right? Some are going to take longer than others, and some are going to have their bank cards, their Visa cards before others will. There's people right now already using their cards. There's some countries that aren't able to use the card yet, right? But it's because they're doing things the right way. They're being compliant, and they're opening up countries, the right way. But there's a lot of people that I've seen say no to the opportunity just because they weren't able to get a card. And I said, that's crazy, because you're going to wait until that card is available. And this is a household name globally and everybody knows about it. And it's going to be too late. The wealth is already going to be created. Guess what? I don't even have my card, but I didn't let that stop me from building a network of over 20,000 people in a year, because I understood that if I put that network in place when the card is available, my network is there. Matter of fact, I don't even need the card now, and I'm still getting incentivized from the network that I have because of those who are able to get their card and they're already using it. And so, I had a lot of people that just turned their head to the opportunity because they weren't able to get a debit card at that moment. And I said, God, you got to think a little bit bigger. See, we don't get those calls, when they're at the round table for, Google and Facebook and Amazon and, Starbucks or anything, any of these billion-dollar companies. We don't get those calls, right? And so sometimes that opportunity might present itself, and it might not give you everything that you want right then and there, but it's still a great opportunity to be a part of, because as that opportunity matures, all those things that you thought you didn't have, you're going to get anyway. They're going to come. And then you were in early enough to be able to really create some wealth, not just make a little bit of money. And so that's where I've been really focused at for my community. It's even funny because right now there's not even much on my channel about it, just for a reason, that it's not there, just because we don't want to do anything that's going to hold up the company from getting to that next level. And the European market is it's close. You're gonna say, I remember he said that name, and you're gonna know, because there's gonna be a lot of noise it was a lot of noise made when Visa announced that partnership. But when you really start to see the results of that, it's going to be really, really interesting how this thing is going to take over globally. I mean, it's incredible what they're doing. That's all I can say. And there's no one else that's doing it. There's no one else even close to doing it. There's some people trying to imitate it, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a long time for people to catch up to what's happening, because this has been in the works for 3-4 years before I even knew about it. And so, but that's been my bread and butter. That's been the thing that just made the most sense to me. And it's what I like, right? I love sharing crypto with people. And if more people can come into my network and learn about crypto through banking, it's brilliant. It just makes total sense. And so that's where I'm at with that, man. I love it. I just been consistent, 2 presentations, Tuesdays, Thursdays. I hop on other people's presentations. We got a training on Sunday, and just been consistent for the last year. And I've seen this happen for people before in other companies and deals that I've been in, even before crypto, just more traditional network marketing. I've seen people lock in for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and you see those people in 5-6 years at the top of those companies, making the millions of dollars. Sometimes, guys, you just got to say, it's not about how quick you can get rich, right? Because everything that comes fast isn't always.
Don't last.
Let me say, everything that shines ain't gold.
Ain't gold, baby.
Ain't gold.
I think everything ain't blinging, ain't Quentin.
Oh man, this guy. But that's just where I'm at, though. It may not. It's not always the prettiest thing in the beginning, but if you know you're in the right place and it's going in the right direction, it's gonna happen for you.
The facts.
And that's with anything. I'm not just speaking on just what I'm doing, but for anything that you might be doing or anyone else might be doing.
Well,
you're in the right place. Just lock in.
Well, that's what a lot of people like. Even shout out to my guy BOJ in the building, man. The GOAT, man. BOJ. We talk about that, about just locking in, right? And a lot of people and everything, man, for even in Lambo, we changed things of how we did things, right? And making sure that we consistently are able to get the results that what we do, right? And my team now handles majority of everything, right? So I don't have to go on ahead and be talking with everybody. I
That's
literally,
nice.
you have to book a call if you want to talk with Lambo,
Oh,
and
it's like that. Okay.
it's like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when my team said that, no, you need to go do what you're gonna do, because you need to be focused on making sure that you provide what you provide, right? The same issues that you may have, right? They got 1,000 other people trying to have the same issues that you have, and you need to go and be efficient and effective and make sure that you resolve it one person at a time. That's exactly what my guy BOJ did. I love what he did. One of the biggest things that he did was he decided to say, yo, I'm going in on MoveQuest. And I know you guys are in on the same thing, man, with MoveQuest and everything. And when I talk with BOJ, it's like, Lamb, I'm not entertaining anything else outside of that, right? I'm going to just entertain MoveQuest, and I'm going to focus in on just that, because that is where I want to be. And I love it because it's a health. Everybody chooses what you really decide and what you really want to get into, right? You don't need, if I hear a man talk about 100 different things, or he's into 20 different things and 100 different things, I'm not even getting ready to entertain the conversation, because I already know you ain't focused. You just out here just putting stuff all over the place, right? You
Hoping
got,
something stick. Don't want it
yeah,
on the wall. Hoping stick.
like that. And I'm sitting there looking at you like, okay, no, 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 no. Let me let you do what you do best on your end, right? And I tell people like this, man, all the time. If you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go with a team. Show me your team, and I will show you and everything, man, how far you gonna go. I promise you that. I don't care how great Kobe Bryant was, Michael Jordan was, LeBron James was. You need a team to go on ahead and officially move, and especially if you're moving masses, right? You want to win championships, get you a team, right? CPMD, when you look back at everything, and I watched you for real. I watched you, start building this thing up. A lot of people don't even know your story, the background. Some people do know your background. But you came from a background, let's be real, where you were in the corporate office at one point, right? And let's talk about that. So when you're saying this to the new people who out here who don't know your story, you came from like, yo, I was already bossing up out here and doing this other stuff, man, till you got introduced to crypto. And then you said, hold up, wait a minute. This is different levels that we are experiencing. And I want people to understand that. Like, let them know the different levels of what you chose to get to this mindset you're talking about right now. Because this is just bigger than trial and error. You've seen a lot of things over the years, right? You've seen a lot of people lose a lot of money over the years, and
Me included.
we all have. That's part of the piece, But what focus, when you seen that from your first beginning to where you at now, to say, I'm gonna build something of 20,000 people. Yeah, I'm not saying 2,000 or 200 or 20 people. This is not the man who's twiddling his fingers and everything, and he got 20 people and everything pumping his head up. CPMD, you're a man. If you can't do it, no one can. No, you got communities behind you, and a lot of people don't even know this. What percentage of those community is not even American? Let's be real. Out of the 20-some thousand.
90% plus, I'm sure.
90%.
95%. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. 99% ain't even American. So let's just sit there and let's just talk about this, right?
Yeah, 90% for sure.
For sure. Built something outside of what we do here on an everyday basis. So you can't just see surface level. A lot of people only see surface level. They only see their needs, their zone, their time frame. This you were seeing something that was way bigger than that, and meeting the people out there where they were at, and literally shifting everything, man, from all of the things that were going down, and said, no, I want to be a part of this and get a part of this community. And you've seen this along your journey. Like, and what I tell people, man, there's nothing like that residual income that is coming in that you don't even have to think about what's coming in. You know, it's just there. It shows up. You look in your back office, and y'all, I've seen his back office. This is all I'm gonna say. You look in his back office and you see that this is residually coming in, regardless of not having to sell anything, not having to bring anybody in, just being able to allow people to do what they do, and that's consumer spending and money moving the time.
Yeah, man. You said a lot there, man. I mean, from where this all started, right? To now, man, 6 years now. I think about it. I mean, it's gone by really quickly, those 6 years. But you're right, coming from just more of a corporate setting, getting up Monday through Friday, being in work, being in the office 7:30, 8 o'clock every morning, staying till 5, 4 or 5 every evening, dealing with the traffic, trying to get home and all of this crazy stuff. I mean, it was a huge shift when COVID happened, because it just, boom, stop. Like none of that, happened anymore. Right. And I'm not going to do my whole story. Most people probably are, they pretty much probably know it, lost, got laid off and sitting at home, just trying to figure it out. Right. And, you have this moment where you go through things and you're like, wow. And the crazy thing is, I just got promoted. March 1st of 2020, I just got promoted. And then mid-April, I was getting laid off. So it was kind of like, man, I've been praying for this and, working really hard to get this. And, why would it happen this way and all of that stuff? But, nevertheless, God had something better for me. And, he closed the door and opened up the biggest door I could have ever imagined, getting into this space. And so, I mean, that was just a huge, huge blessing. But going through this process, over the years, it's one thing, if I could tell you, that has been so important, and the most valuable thing was getting back my time. Time is one of those things that you can't rewind. It goes one direction and only one direction until it stops and your time ends. And when I got time back, that was the most valuable thing. It was even more valuable than the money, right? I mean, yes, I was working. Yes, I had a great job. Yes, I was making decent money. I had a bunch of perks and benefits and things that came along with that job. But once I got my time back, even when I wasn't making a lot of money, because it didn't just turn on and, I was making a lot of money. Even when I wasn't making a lot of money, my quality of life increased so much. I remember being at home and finally not hurting from sitting in a desk all day, like back sore and tight and all of this stuff, because I just got to really relax at home, not being stressed out and coming home all angry and upset and aggravated. That, man, getting my time was really the most valuable thing that has happened throughout this whole process of, going from, 2020 to 2026, these 6 years. I'll say it's the most valuable thing. Now, when you get your time and you know how to start allocating it and, using it in a way that, fits you and is productive for you, that's when it just really elevated it to the next level, because then I was able to use my time to increase my income. Then when I increased my income, that allowed me to take the time that I had and do really nice things with it. like travel, right? And so that whole process was so different because I was coming from a 9 to 5, 8 to 5 mentality, right? It was a working mentality. It was a work, I had a working schedule every single day. It's you start your week on Monday and you're just thinking the whole week of I can't wait to get to Friday. And then when Friday comes, you like, I don't want Monday to come, kind of, and it's that cycle. And unless you find a way to break that cycle, you're never going to really achieve wealth or get to the other side of wealth. I mean, for some people, yes, some people will climb companies and get to the tops of them and make tons of money, but you still don't have that time, right? I'm not saying that you can't be successful working, a job your entire life, but for me, what was important for me was to get that time. And that's why, just like this last week, I was able to go to our good friend's wedding in Jamaica, and we spent 6 days, and I didn't have to worry about anything. That's for me living, and enjoying life for me. So, when the whole deal with WeFi came about, it really just refocused me to stop working so hard, because I got back in that working mode where I'm just like, okay, I got to do this, I got to do that. I'm doing presentations for this one. I'm doing, I'm on Zoom calls for this, and I'm ripping and I'm running all over the place, but I'm spinning my wheels. And I was just in one place, just spinning my wheels, and I really wasn't getting anywhere, like at a high level. I didn't have a high level of success in anything. And so that's why I say WeFi for me was perfect. It was right on time last year, this time, to have that, because it just brought me back to a place to say, look, just fresh start, lock in, stay focused, stay consistent, right? Every week we're doing, two Zooms, and we have a training every week, and just being consistent and repeating that. But it gave me, I'm so less stressed, right? Because I'm not worried about, what's going on over here. This thing over here didn't work, and people mad at me over here. And so, yeah, it was a process, shifting. But I tell anybody, man, you never really know how much you enjoy life and how stress-free life can be when you have your time and your money and wealth at the same time. A lot of people have one or the other, but they never really have it at the same time. And that's where you just have the most. I know people that make so much money, but they drive themselves crazy and they never get to enjoy it. Yeah, you get to go shopping and buy stuff and stuff like that. But I mean, really having some peace, right? Having time and wealth at the same time. And so that's my ultimate goal, is to stay in that place where that happens. I've been so thankful. I've been so blessed that I haven't had to go back to that 8 to 5, 9 to 5 deal. And when you experience that, and I'm not telling anybody to go out there and walk away from your job or anything like that. I'm not going to tell anybody that, but be building something on the side for sure. But once you really experience that freedom, you will do everything in your will to never go back to it. And that's where I'm at. When they talk about people being unemployable, I'm that guy. I'm unemployable. And even if I did have to, God forbid, my situation changed, I can go work for myself. Right. But having that freedom is like nothing. And I know So
Bro, look at me. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you the one thing that you said, and I love it.
And you notice too, you don't have wrinkles.
Stop it.
Your aging process slows down a lot when you take stress out of your life. When you get that money in the time and you have it, I'm telling you, my quality of life went so high. I'm not even joking. And I can see it. You can look at people. You know how you look at people and you be like, man, they just look wore out. He look
Beat
tired.
up.
Like life is just life. And you can look at people and tell when it's not.
Yeah.
When you see like Lambo's skin and it look flawless, like he just had a one of them $800 manicure. I mean, facials. Yeah, the skin is smooth.
You
because
know,
he's not stressed. He's
you
not
know,
stressed.
I don't know about the facials like that. I think that's all you and everything.
Yeah. I did get one in Jamaica. I ain't gonna lie. 80
minutes.
Oh man, look, 80-minute facial man had me glowing. I was like, yeah, no, let's do another.
You know, I love it because, man, shout out to Coach Rashid. I see you in the building. Much love, Leverage Show family, man. The Plainland Blue Wave and Tear. Bro, you know, we gave you a shout out, you, Anthony Deloach, and BOJ, and all of the rest of you leaders earlier, man. Jay Ford, the whole nine. But I looked at even Coach Rashid, and shout out to Anthony says, man, consistency compounds, facts. Being consistent compounds out here. I look at these leaders, right? I watched how they literally decided to say, yo, we're gonna step out, man, and consistently do what we can do. I look at who worked the 9 to 5. I loved my 9 to 5 for almost 20 years. Everybody know I was a transportation man, and I loved that. I was like the dopest. You see me like Drew, the dopest driver man out here, man. He's out here, he's laughing, he's joking, he's the same way 4 a.m. in the morning. I work a 20-hour shift to like 12 a.m. the next day. 20 hours, I'm out there. They like, he's still out there rolling, man. He's still out there rolling. I come in there with the same energy, man, that I left in the morning. I got the same energy at night and throughout the day. I got to keep pushing. It was the same way. So all I did was
can't do that.
I want to say it. Yeah, there were some days I was in there like, man, look, this boy out here, but I knew being behind it was one thing. And like you said, we're not saying this. This ain't for everybody. I tell everybody, work your 9 to 5, but also work your 5 to 9. Put your energy in your 5 to 9, right? Your 9 to 5 is what you do and everything, man, with just skill. Your 5 to 9, that's the thing that's going to sit back in there and build it for you in a longevity of wealth, right? In a longevity of passive income streams and everything else that allowing you to blossom into that 5 to 9. What he's talking about is that he watched, and people don't even know this, like, and I'm going to say this, right? Because I'm going to put this out there. Yeah, had that boy got some M&Ms behind him. Yeah, he got some M&Ms behind him. That's Crypto Pays Me Daily. That's what he did, man. When he first got that first M, he's like, oh, he felt like Meek Mill when he first got that M. And he touched it. He said, Lambo, look at this. And I'm telling you, he went a little buck wild. He bought some jewelry and all that other cool stuff.
I had a little phase. I got through it, though. I went through it.
Little phase, hold out your wrist. Hold out your left wrist.
Huh?
Hold out your left wrist. What time it is? Show me what time it is.
Oh, man, don't do that.
Yeah. So what time it is. Let people see what time it is. Look at You know what? Hold on. Let me
Go ahead. Let me put my Apple Watch on, man.
Put the Apple Watch on, man. There you go.
Put my Apple Watch on.
Hey, you know what? People don't understand this, but I'm gonna say this. He's been responsible. Not only that, because he took the chance on himself. Him taking a chance on himself allowed more other people to walk into freedom passively and into dimensions that they never would have thought that they could walk into. So I want to say this to you. It just wasn't that he took a leap of faith for himself. He took a leap of faith, man, for the next people in the communities that he's a part of. So when you look at all of, and I'm telling you, he's been out here for years, y'all. It's not like he just popped up overnight and became a success overnight. No. CPMD, his name, the brand, has been out here for years. There was a lady, true story, who worked with me at my last transit company in Minnesota. And I told you this, man. And this is a few years back. And I say, bro, Q, this lady who I work with seen me and you on a podcast. And instantly was like, Drew, you know him? I follow him. I've been with him all of this time. All of this.
That's crazy.
And I laugh because it literally elevated another conversation after I had been left, after I was gone, what she talked about it. Not just that, you talk about a person that when we talk about connections, this man is connected, y'all. I ain't saying just, I be like, man, yo, CPMD, who? Well, you know, the president of that is such and such. I met him on the Dubai trip. Then I went over to his house. We had coffee at 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, well, hold on, time out. What's going on and everything? Yeah, he's working on this deal. They got that deal. They got this team. He knew teams and people that I was blown away on. And then I got access because of knowing Quentin, I can put it to you in a message that I had got from a mutual friend who is the owner of one of the other projects. And Bill Chain, look at this. He said, I still want my Bill Chain when I grow up. He says, I don't care what nobody says, CPMD gonna put that sign on. You know, Bill J a fool, man. He gonna have it all. Look at
Yeah, I mean, he ain't lying. I mean,
he ain't gonna, but I watched him, and this is a true story. Because of that, the partnerships, the relationships, you sit back up in here that you decided to invest in your name being out here, it literally opened the doors for so many other people. You see Coach Rashid, you see Anthony Deloach, you see Bill J, you see Joe Ford, and all the rest of them, man, continuously to keep going on and on and on. We could talk about leaders. But you've been out here still, consistently, staying the path, keeping the course, in spite of when most people and everything, like I told you, were looking for where leadership looked like. All they had to do was plug into your community, to your channel, and then listen to what you were hearing. When you started shifting, and I'm going to say this, right? When you started shifting, did you feel inside of you, because you're saying, man, most people can't afford $500 or they can't afford thousands of dollars or tens of thousands to move. Were you looking for opportunities that people could afford that will allow them to be able to start where they're at so that you can present that to them and help them get out from the situation and get passive income? So like, man, what was that mindset like?
No, absolutely. I mean, because, you know, one of the things that I got exposed to, and I would say relatively at a very young age, was personal development.
Yeah.
And that's something that I know a lot of people don't really get exposed to, right? That was something that was key. I didn't make a penny. I didn't make a dime when I was in any network marketing company that I was in, really. Maybe one a little. A little. But what I took from a lot of that was it taught me really how to work on me, and how to personally develop myself and my thinking and my thoughts. And that was some of the best things that I took from those experiences, because I didn't take no money from them. But it was some of the most important things. And I know that a lot of people don't get exposed to that, but it was like when I came to crypto, I always use the analogy. It's like the batter is standing in the batter's box with the weight on his bat, and he's swinging it. It's very heavy. It's very heavy. That was me in network marketing. When I got into crypto, it was like I took the weight off and the bat didn't feel like anything. But it was the personal development that I learned and was able to use and transition into this space that really helped me. And I understand a lot of people don't get exposed to that. They don't really understand any of it, right? Mm-hmm. They only understand the stereotypical things that they've been taught their whole entire lives. And so I have to understand the audience. And it's, man, I can use so many now. It's just like me. I DJ for 15 years. I used to be in the club 2 to 3 nights out the week.
Get it as hard as the hit. They got
go ahead. And let me tell you, I feel like, me personally, I feel like I was a great DJ. It was something I probably could have done. You know, I even got an offer when I was back home in my hometown to do it for the radio station, but they didn't want to pay me enough money. So I was like, no. And I feel like I could have done it full time and continued doing it full time, but it just, I couldn't get to the type of money that I really wanted to get to doing it, but another story. But when I talk about DJing, I felt like I was a really, really, really good DJ because I was able to read people. I was able to read the crowd. And a lot of DJs, I noticed, they DJ for themselves. They play what they want to hear. They don't really focus on the crowd and play what the crowd wants to hear. And I see that all the time when I go places or when I hear DJs. They play for themselves. It was the same thing when I came to this space, was that I couldn't just play for myself. I had to play for my audience. I had to bring things to my audience that made sense for them. Not that I wanted to put any restraints to hold them back, because if they wanted to come in an opportunity and go crazy and they wanted to, you know, hey, go ahead. But I wanted to have things that I knew the average person could get involved with. Even if it was at a small level, let's just get them in at a small level. Let them see some success, right? Let them build a little bit of a story for themselves, you know, some excitement. And I'll tell you this, some of the brokest people are the people that they tell you they so broke they don't have 2 nickels to rub together. When they make a little bit of money in one of those deals and they get excited, money comes from all over the place. What do you mean? Well, I got an extra 1,000. I got an extra 5. Wait, you told me you didn't have any more money. Well, where's this money coming from? You have to build that story for people. And so I never wanted to just bring things that were going to take people, you know, tens of thousands of, you know, 5,000 and, you know, 50,000. I didn't want to just bring those types of deals to my community because I understood what the average person has. And the average person in this country doesn't have $1,000 in the bank. It's just a fact. I'm not making that up. I'm sure you can research it and look it up. The average person doesn't have that. And so how am I going to be able to help a whole lot of people when this opportunity takes $5,000 or $10,000 to be able to get involved with? I wanted to look for things that had a low entry that could help a person see success, right? Build a story for themselves, get excited, get motivated, want to talk about it. And a person then will say, okay, let me cut back on some of these other things that I'm doing because I want to add some more to this. I see it's working and I want to build it. And that was always my thought process with this was, how can I take an everyday average person and show them how they can start creating some additional income and then eventually keep working them, you know, moving them along the way where they can get to a point where they can say, hey, I don't have to work this part-time job anymore because I have this, or I can walk away from this job because now I'm doing this, or, you know, I can just do just this, you know, and I don't need anything else, right? Working people through that process, right? But if I'm off, you know, if what I'm bringing to my community doesn't allow for that average person to get started and develop into, you know, that person that they really want to become, I'm doing a disservice to my community. And so most things, they're going to have a low entry. Does that mean you're going to be able to get rich off of $100? Absolutely not. Doesn't work that way, right? But again, if you can give yourself 3 to 5 years, and it could even happen faster than that. But if you can commit to 3 to 5 years, you're going to commit to so many other things throughout your life. Well, why not commit to something that could change it in 3 to 5 years? And that's where I'm at now, is I'm looking for things like that more than anything, right? Not just a little, let's make a 3-month run and hope we can break even or hope we can double our money and then we look for the next deal. That's not my forte. That's not what I'm looking for. I want people to really get some education behind what they're doing, to really learn crypto, to understand it, to learn how to spend it, to learn how to move it, to learn how to leverage it, right? And if we're just going in different deals every 60 days, 90 days, that's not going to happen. And no one will ever become very successful, and me included, doing that.
Facts, man. I love what you just said. That was something that you wanted them to learn and to be obtainable. Shout out to my guy, man. Points Blake, my guy, So Rod's in the chat. Texas boy, too. Boy, y'all Texas people showing up in here, man.
Yeah, we here in Texas, baby.
Yeah, baby, y'all here in Texas. Make sure y'all go like and subscribe to my boy's channel too as well, man. Subscribe at the Points Blake Experience. My guy, Sir Rod, man, amazing community. I love this community there. But he said, what's up, Lambo? CPMD in chat. He knows about crypto. Y'all know he was going to be coming in on here, as well as my guy, Anthony DeLo's, Coach Rashid, Bill, Jay, the rest of them, the crew. It blesses me when I see these generals, man, boom, popping in on here, supporting what you're doing. But one of the greatest things, man, that I love to see is hearing your story and allowing people to know that it is accessible to get in to crypto, but then to see it from a leader's heart and a leader's standpoint, right? When everybody else is kind of seeing it from every other standpoint. You know, a big question that people ask, is it hard to get into crypto? Is it hard to learn crypto? CPMD, what would your answer be out there for those who are interested in learning about this? And man, I want to take the journey of what some of these generals and these other leaders out here have, and can I really make some money in it? Can you make money in crypto?
Well, that's really up to the individual. I mean, it can be hard. I mean, you can make it hard, but I mean, you can also make it easy. You know, during COVID, it wasn't nothing else to do, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, I mean, let me watch a couple videos, you know, on really and truly. If it weren't for YouTube, I probably wouldn't have known a whole lot about crypto other than what I already knew previously. You know, you can go and YouTube anything, and there's somebody explaining it, you know, talking about it, you know, teaching on it. I mean, it's everywhere. So it's all about what you're willing to invest into it, right? If it means enough for you to take, you know, 30 minutes to an hour every day and just watch a few videos to understand what's going on, hey, I mean, why not? If that's something that can help you start earning additional income. You know, also, you know, it's you're gonna learn by trying things.
Facts.
Right? Let me tell you, I made some mistakes.
Yeah, we all have.
I made some bad ones.
We all have.
Ooh, like it's gonna happen. I made a mistake about 2 weeks ago. Luckily it wasn't a bad one. It was about a $30 mistake, $31 mistake. But you know, it was like, that's just me forgetting to, you know, slow down, take my time, you know, pay attention, go through your same checks every single time. And I didn't do it that one time. And then it cost me a little bit. I've had it cost me $21,000. You know, that was a hard one to swallow. You know, like literally. I woke up and I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute! Something is off. It's not right." And it was over $21,000 mistake that I made, and it's nothing else I could do about it. You know, and so it's all about what you're willing to put into this. I mean, if you treat it like it's worth $5, it's gonna pay you like it's worth $5. If you treat it like it can really change your life and really free you financially, then you protect it and you treat it that way. Yeah. This is my life. If I don't have this, I don't eat. You know, like I can't take care, I can't keep the roof over me and my wife's head. My wife depends on me, you know? And so it's one of those things that, and here's the thing, there is no guarantees. You know, a lot of people scared to get on the edge of the diving board and jump.
Facts.
Once you jump, you got to be able to swim. And if you can't swim, you can't go very long not swimming before you drown.
Facts.
And so, I have to remind my wife sometime, like, hey, wait a second. Like, things can change very quickly in what we do and what I do.
Listen to me.
I've gone to sleep at 2:00 in the morning, woke up at 6 in the morning, my phone going crazy, and I'm $220,000 down.
The opposite way. Facts.
Mm-hmm. Like gone. Mm-hmm. Ain't there no more. 4 hours of sleep. And I woke up, I thought that was a nightmare. Literally, I was dreaming. I was like, and I'm looking at my phone and it's going crazy. 220,000 in a few hours. I was sick, like sick to my stomach. So I tell I have to tell my wife, like, sometimes, like, yeah, like this. I mean, yes, it's when it's great, it can be great, but this is crypto. We know what it does,
bro.
It's up and down all the time, right? It's not something that is just gonna consistently say, I'm gonna do this every single day and this is what's coming. It doesn't work that way.
Facts.
Right? And that's why I really loved WeFi when it presented itself, is because I said, this is something that I'm not gonna have to worry about the markets and what the markets are doing. People ask me all the time, man, I see crypto's down, man. How you doing? I don't care what the market's doing. You go up, down, you can do whatever you want to do.
Yep.
That ain't how I get paid.
Bro, man,
I'm not getting paid because something's going up or down.
And you have to, but see, this is the game you have to know now. We talked about something where, for those who don't know, we're in the middle of something huge, man. It's going to help change a lot of people where they won't be on that side or whatever the way crypto is moving or whatever, but you will be able to get paid out passively and earn money passively. There are projects right now when you talk about my guy CPMD, my guy BOJ, and my guy Big Ant and Coach Rashid and many others, that they can show you how to make money passively, not on that standpoint of crypto taking a nosedive and then boom, you're waking up and everything's gone. You got to sell the wife, the kids, the dog, and everything else outside. I've been out there where I've got some real close friends that literally crypto took them all the way down, took it all the way out, wiped them all the way out.
Yeah.
Look at me. I've been in there when Lambo was crying the blues a few years back. I was like, oh, sweet Jesus. This is what it'll do. We out here, you spinning Louis going, Gucci going, everything going. And then all of a sudden, you like, whoa, hold up. This thing just stop. Wait, what are you doing? What's going on? Don't know if you're gonna be able to. Hey, you gonna keep the lights on? You gonna keep vehicles outside? You gonna keep food on the table? It happens with discipline and being undisciplined because you're thinking that it's still here. Fast money don't last money. CPMD has said it. All of us, every leader on here can tell you they have been through that. If you've been in crypto, especially the years we've been into it and been around us, we talked about our horror stories. And we had some stuff that we were sitting in there like, ain't no possible way. We got guys right now, they're no longer on the channels. You know this, CPMD, where they were 4 years ago, 5 years. They were the hottest thing out there. You don't even hear them anymore. They just, boom, totally deleted the channels, went ghost, went everything. And we've seen it from that space, right? Yep. I'm blessed and fortunate these days, like, and literally we have some that are actually watching right now who they are making it. And me and CPMD and some other leaders, we're going to be talking about a huge partnership later. So a lot of you guys don't get caught onto that side of it. You don't experience that. Or if you have experienced that, You won't experience that. A lot of us are making quietly, as it's kept, CPMD, myself, and so many other ones, passive income with other plays that we don't never have to worry about if you're going to tank like that. But if you are, that's a scary feeling for a lot of people. Will this thing be here? I know most people who get in things right now in CPMD knows that they're just hoping for a run for 1 year or 6 months or 3 months or 9 months. We've been in the play. Oh, I hope that this lasts for a year, for 6
all I
months.
need is a year. Let me
all
just
I need, bruh, get gambling with the crypto. All I need is 1 good year, and we good. And don't matter how many people get wrecked, how many people get hurt, how many people are going to lose things because they've leveraged from other things, from their 401ks, their loans, their IRAs, their savings, and everything else. As long as I'm getting the bag now, it's all that matters. If they go down on them. That's on them. That's a charges to the game. That's a lesson in crypto. That's not the way real leaders think when they really want to see you progressing and really want to see you, man, moving forward and want to see your future, right? What do you think about that, CPMD? When you
you saying it right. You I mean, that's not much more I need to say to that, because I mean that's exactly that. You're spot on with that. I mean, and here's the thing, we've gone through it enough to know. It's like you hit your head so many times, eventually, like it's gonna really start hurting, and you're gonna say, "I'm not gonna do that anymore." All right, and that happened, and cost myself a lot. Community has cost them a lot doing that, and it's just not necessary. Because here's the one thing that I have noticed here as of recent, within the last 6, maybe 9 months, we're starting to see a lot of really good deals coming out of nowhere.
Man,
I think people now are starting to realize that we don't have to scam people.
Yeah.
We can really put together legitimate projects that can work
and make money consistently. We talked about that. Shout out to my guy, man. I'm gonna say his name, man. Vonnie, man, and Terrion, man. All of them, man. I love you guys, man, out there. They've been out there saying, like, Lamb, we got something, and it's consistent. We gonna consistently do what we do. I say, really? Well, but Lamb, we not into all of this other stuff. We just into doing what we do. They got locked in. They got locked in with them, their communities, and the things that they were doing, and that was it.
They gonna go somewhere.
They gonna go somewhere.
They can go somewhere.
What I'm saying is the partnership, though, when we're looking at what WeFi and many other things are going to be bringing, we're going to bring a lot of stuff to the table that people will be able to go in and have a safe haven, right? And be like, oh man, I know they're going to have good intentions for me. They're not having ill intentions for me to make a dollar. They're having great intentions for me because they really want to see my success in the long run, in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the line, right? That changes my family, my perspective, that changes where we're going, right? I love this question because CPMD asks this question. This question may ask for. However, what's your top 3 go-to coins and tokens?
It's funny because I'm not the person that has this huge crypto portfolio. For me, the buying and holding game it's a long game.
Very long game.
And it doesn't have to be, right? But the safe play is the long game. You look at your top 20 tokens, and you can buy any of them and hold them. People ask me what cryptos to buy. I say, go Google the top 20 tokens and pick you a couple of them, buy them and hold them. And just forget about them for the next 5 years. For me, creating a crypto portfolio, and I did at one point, have a pretty extensive portfolio. I remember when I got XRP. I remember I exchanged $80 worth of Bitcoin for 25,000 XRP
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. $80 worth of Bitcoin. This is how early that was with XRP. I had a bunch of them, and I even had bought more. And I remember when it went up, and it was worth a pretty decent penny when it went up. And then I watched it all come back down. Then they started talking about the lawsuit, and I said, "Man, this thing is finna just crash." So I sold it. Still made money because I only spent $80 worth of Bitcoin. It wasn't like. But then they beat the lawsuit, and then it went back up. I said, "Man, I'm not about to fool with these coins. I'm not going to sit here and hold them and hope this doesn't happen and hope that it goes here and hope that it goes there. I'm just not going to do that." What I do is I earn crypto, buying crypto, stake crypto. I'm not looking to find the next unicorn of a token and hope that it does 1,000x. And I'm praying that my $1,000 can turn into $1 million.
Yeah.
It's just not something that's sustainable with the community that you're trying to build and empower. Mm-hmm. Now, if I want to just, buy stuff for myself and just keep it, okay, great. But that's not stuff that I'm usually going to share with my community. I tell you one token that I am mining a lot of and holding. Well, that's the WFI token. That's the WeFi token. Right? Yeah. There's a couple other projects that I'm out there that, and if you are the person that says, look, I want to build a portfolio and I want to, have token, I want to, build a portfolio that can increase in value. I always say top 20 tokens are going to be great long-term plays. Usually, for the most part, those market caps on those are crazy. They're solid. The liquidity is crazy. Like, they're safe. But if you are looking for some of those newer coins, right? Because here's what's going to happen. And we've seen it, right? Because Bitcoin was the oldest, outdated first crypto, and it's old, outdated technology that's you ain't even good for anything really, other than just holding it and storing it. Other cryptos are going to come out that are going to do the exact same thing, and they're going to improve it, make it better, 100 times better, 100 times faster. It's just going to be better, and they're going to create real use case and utility for those coins. So when you are looking at building that portfolio, you have to go and look for coins that have a purpose. They serve a purpose. They solve a global issue. They solve a problem. They're a part of an ecosystem. You have to have some real utility for that coin. It can't be just the next wolf dog coin and you're just buying it because everybody's talking about it.
Facts.
It can't be that. And so now I'm looking at, there's another project that I'm in that's I feel like has the potential to emulate what Binance did with their exchange and with their BNB token. I remember BNB was pennies. I just didn't know what I didn't know.
Yeah. We all did that for BNB.
It went over $1,300.
Yeah.
And so what if there was a similar situation that presented itself that was going to emulate what Binance did, but just tweak it and make it better? We're going to do it even better than they did, or we're going to change a few things to make it better. Would that be a token that you would be interested in buying early? Absolutely, because we've seen an example of what's happened. So you want to look for things that, we always say, like, the first person that usually comes out to do it doesn't always do it the best.
Facts.
Yeah, they still make the biggest footprint. They're the household name, but there's usually always somebody that comes behind it that can fix and tweak a few things and make it better. That's what you should be looking for in the cryptos that you're building a portfolio for, if you want to have a little more high risk portfolio that can have the potential to grow exponentially and fast. So look for projects that solve a problem, that the tokens that have real use. They're going to use it for payments, or they're going to use it for fees, or things of that nature, something that's going to use that token because that's going to make it valuable. But where people have made their most money in crypto, arbitrage, staking, and mining.
Dude, I hear when you said, shout out to Coach Rashid, that's right. He came back, I got you. Your mining and staking makes sense. I only asked because I used to focus on BTC, Solana, and XRP. Now I'm primarily BTC and XRP.
And guess where BTC and XRP are?
Top 20.
Top 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can't go wrong there playing the long game. We already know Bitcoin will hit $1 million at some point. It's a matter of time. It's at what, 65, right? 63 right now, somewhere around in there, 62. It'll go back past its all-time high, and it'll go to 200, 250, and it'll cycle again, and it'll go to 600, and it'll hit $1 million eventually. It will.
So would you tell people that, or would you say, hey, man, in the top 20s, if I really want to go on ahead and invest in, like what my guy Rod is saying, and I know many others are out there, is Bitcoin a good token to invest in, or Solana, or XRP, or Ethereum? Is it a good token to invest in?
Anything top 10, top 20? Absolutely.
Great.
It's a simple answer. I don't even have to go. I don't have to go into a lot. It's a simple answer. To get you a ledger, put all of it on a ledger, take it offline, put it in the cold wallet, put it in your safe, and come back in 10 years. You'll thank yourself. It'll be the quickest retirement plan that you could have come up with. Because you're gonna go work somewhere for a long time to get to a little bit of crumbs at the end of the day. But if you can go and tuck some stuff away, and I you know what, so I feel like I'm speaking to myself, because I need to even be doing it more than I'm doing it, right? Like I really need to just be putting stuff away consistently all the time.
Yeah.
And just taking it offline and don't even look at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really need to be doing more of that. So I'm glad I just said that, because now I just reminded myself of what I need to be doing more of. Yeah, absolutely. Bitcoin, man, if I only would have known what I know today 5 years ago,
yeah,
I should have, no doubt, at least 500 to 1,000 Bitcoin. I should have. Just in the cold storage, just tucked away. There was a point in time back in 2021. I was earning anywhere from 4 to 8 Bitcoin a day. A day. And at that time, I think Bitcoin was around about $3,000, $3,500. And I was getting sometimes 6, 7, 8 a day. I just didn't have enough to see like what was about to happen, because I was very inexperienced at that time.
2021.
I hadn't gone through cycles to see how it, how it had grown and, and cycled and went back down and came back. I hadn't gone through that yet. And it's almost kind of the same scenario as when I was a little kid, when I was a teenager in my early years in college. I made so much money because I did everything. I was cutting hair, I was DJing, I was working, I was DJing, I was doing all these different things. And I just didn't have anybody to tell me what to do with that money, where to put it, where to save it. So number one, get you a mentor. Find somebody who has what you want in this space. Ask them how they got it. I could have done that 2 times in my life, when I was younger and when I first got into crypto, when I was just learning it on my own. If I would have had those mentors in those 2 points of my life would be completely different. I'm not mad about it or anything, but I'm just saying it could have really changed the course of my life. So Have somebody that has what you want, that's doing what you want to do successfully, and ask them. Because when I was earning all of that crypto, I was living on it as well.
Mm-hmm.
I was spending it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, taking me a trip. Go buy me a chain, go get me a watch, I'm gonna be fresh, right? I was spending it, I was enjoying it. But knowing what I know now, we don't really even have to spend our crypto.
Facts. Facts.
We can leverage it.
Mm-hmm.
We can take a loan against it, which is exactly what WeFi is gonna allow us to do.
Mm-hmm.
Take a loan against our crypto. I have a crypto portfolio. They see my portfolio. They know the value of it. Okay, we can give you X amount loan based on the portfolio that you hold. Okay, Mr. Quentin, we see that you're at a rank 7 right now in WeFi. Well, we know what you earn, roughly what you're making at that rank. Well, we can give you a loan based on the rank that you hold inside of this company. And you don't have to spend your crypto. You can just leverage it. And so if I would have known that then, because there were platforms then.
Oh yeah.
Where you could leverage your crypto.
Yeah.
I just didn't know. I didn't know how to use them. I didn't have anybody to show me what to do and all of this stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot, there's a lot of things that I could say I wish I would have done differently, throughout this process, but it was all, learning experience, and maybe things wouldn't have worked out the way they have if something else would have been different. So I'm thankful for the way it is right now, because guess what? I don't punch anybody's clock, which is the biggest thing for me. And I have my time and my freedom and my peace.
Facts.
And I try to live as stress-free as possible. And that is priceless.
Facts. I do think that we'll get into some of these other ones. Yeah, I recently did that too. He talked about you got to go through your checks every time. When you are moving crypto. Don't think
every time. You cannot relax yourself for a moment. You cannot get careless and go and start clicking on all kinds of different websites and going, man, these guys are good. Like, I kid you not, I got somebody trying to hack me every day. Literally. I get messages from, oh, you trying to change this password? You trying to do that? Man, I got every FA on every account that you can think of. Because people, I literally had someone a week right before we left for our trip. I got an email about a purchase at Best Buy.
Yeah.
I said, hold on, wait a minute. I ain't bought that at Best Buy. I know I didn't. And they did it online, took my information, went through ASIMA, who doesn't run your information or run a real credit check or something. It was easy to catch, and it wasn't like, anything happened from it. But they tried to, they didn't even have my name right. It was somebody just trying to scam and use my information to go and make a purchase. And they flagged it and they caught it, and then nothing happened. But these people out here all the time trying to do this type of stuff. So, best practices, you got to protect yourself at all times. Anything that you can do to safeguard yourself, make sure that you're doing that. But yeah, that was a whole other something going on, a whole other direction. But yeah, that was something else that happened that was just kind of crazy. So yeah, I'm always on my toes.
Yeah. Well, we've seen so many crypto. Shout out to Blue Sky, man, InvestU, man. Shout out to y'all. We've seen so much of the stuff where it goes the opposite way. Shout out to you, Dwayne Mooney, man, in here saying this is an epic conversation, man.
Mooney, what's up?
Agreed. Points Blake explained. He might go and say that he agreed, man. This is an epic conversation. So I think we need to have more of these conversations. Shout out my guy Ken Haney, man, in the building. Ken for the win. He's in here, man. What's up, Leverage Show? Good to see you, CPMD. Great job, bro. I love it. you know, we don't have these conversations a lot, right? Because so many people they're moving too fast. They're getting in and out of stuff. They're antsy to make money, man, and just to do it kind of everything, man, that they're doing, and nobody has a conversation to talk about it in a leadership standpoint, man. Like you're talking about. Jack says, "I've seen some things, man, bro." Bruh, we seen it all, man. You know, in Jackson, you know him more than anybody, man, of what we done seen out here and everything, man. I mean, I look at Crooks Financial and what they did, you know, and how Crooks Financial and hopefully they're helping get people back the finances. I've seen that they were in the middle of some sort of Zoom call and they put out there that they're trying to acquire $2 to $3 million, and Crooks is trying to get some stuff back for people, man. So shout out to them.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you just get in over your head too. You know, like you got to make sure that you're, you know, when you're ready to really take off and scale something, like you got to be ready. You know, and I still in my heart believe that the intentions were right.
Yeah.
You know, with that deal, it's just they got in over your head. And when we talked about this earlier,
yeah,
you're only as strong as your team.
Facts, Lambo Bell. Facts.
And I'm gonna be honest, the team wasn't that strong at all. It was weak. And when you have a weak team, things just start piling up.
Yeah.
And then you're in over your head. And then the next thing you know, you done jumped off the diving board. You don't got a life jacket on. You don't have a floaty, and you don't know how to swim. And so, guess it ain't gonna take long. It's not gonna take long. You're at the top of there trying to breathe for air, and we saw it. We saw the whole thing happen.
Yeah,
we saw the whole thing happen.
Yeah,
and sometimes you just gotta slow down before you can speed up, and you gotta make sure your team is right. Because there's never been one person, even though Jordan fans believe Jordan won all 6 rings by himself and he ain't had no help.
He had to have a team, baby.
Jordan, they don't believe that he had anybody. It was just him on the court.
Nah, it wasn't Michael Jordan on this.
You got a lot of people believe that. But, everybody, like you said, had a team.
Got to have a team.
Got to. Because you can only go so far by yourself.
Facts.
You only carry one on your back.
Unless you've been working in that gym, man, and you may get 2. You may get 2.
Maybe 2, but you still ain't gonna go that far.
Still ain't gonna go that far with them 2 on that, boy. Them blades gonna give out. You gonna give up. You gotta pace yourself out here.
You're a team that can carry the world.
I'm gonna say this to you, CPMD. Do you think that crypto is outperforming the S&P 500 right now? If someone is parking, they say, man, I want to stake money in crypto into what you talked about, the top 10, top 20. Is it outperforming the S&P 500 and some of the other?
Touch crypto. It ain't even close.
It ain't even close.
It ain't even close. And I don't follow the S&P 500 like that. But I can tell you it ain't close. Because when you look at, and there's a bunch legitimate, especially when you get into staking and you get into legitimate staking protocols that have real sustainability and utility behind them. Man, these staking protocols can pay you, man. I mean, there's some that have come out that have paid 6,000% APY.
Whoa. Take that back. You say 6,000% APY.
Yeah. When you start talking about projects, staking protocols like Olympus DAO, Aave, lending protocols, these types of protocols incentivize the early adopters in a crazy way. This is how they attract them. Now, they don't always stay like that, right? These are things that slowly, change as time goes and as the projects build. but early adopters are incentivized hard. There's a deal right now that one of the deals that I'm in with J Bank, it's over 2,500% APY for the year.
So I want to talk about that because I wanted you to get into J Bank, even though we've been discussing everything. I want you to lead right into the conversation.
Well, that's the deal that I was speaking about, you know, like the Binance exchange and kind of what they did and how they built their token. Well, J Bank is very similar. You know, it's an exchange, been around for 13 years in the Asian markets, and now they're creating their own token to use within their exchange, and they've built a protocol, staking protocol, to incentivize the early adopters of their token by staking it and holding it. And just holding that token, they're going to incentivize you very well. I mean, it's like up to 0.3% every 8 hours.
Time on. Up to 0.3% every 8 hours. So you mean to tell me that a person could make, I hear this, I've heard this before, not in staking, we're talking platforms, right? Let's put the two aside. There's a difference between the platform. It's impossible to make 1% a day. Anything you see 1% or higher is a hype or is a platform that's going down for sure, right? In the staking side, I want you to talk to the community, man, about that. Does it exist?
Absolutely. Some of the people who have made the most money in crypto have made it staking. When some of the guys that I know that are really big players in this space, that's what they do. They're staking. Staking. They're not trading. They're not you know, in futures, you know, and you know, all of this, like they're not doing that. They're staking. They're just holding their crypto inside of a protocol and they're receiving rewards daily for doing so. Providing liquidity is what most of these protocols are doing for some purpose, right? And so for you just holding your crypto there, you're earning. I know another developer of a big platform that's how she makes her money, staking. And so, you know, I saw your guys comment, you know, he said he would roll with Vu. And I don't know. I don't follow the S&P 500, you know, the ETFs and all of that stuff.
And I like ETFs. They know I talk about it all the time, right? But compared to staking and what your experience
was. But to earn 25x on your money for letting it sit somewhere for a year without touching it is unheard of. Most of the time when that happens, you never even see the year, right? Your money is gone before that year comes. But when you can put something real behind it that makes sense for that token to have value, it changes everything. Yeah. When you have real protocols that are built the right way with sustainability in mind, you can make a lot of money. I mean, you're talking about someone that could take $10,000 and potentially turn it into $250,000 just staking it and letting it sit for a year. That's crazy.
No, that's crypto. That's crypto, right? We talk about, and Miss Ingram, she hitting that bell because she already like Lambo. You know I know Miss Ingram like.
I challenge some people to go and look up some of these protocols because this is not stuff that's just like 6-month deal and it's gone or a year and it's gone. If you go and look up like Olympus DAO, Origins, WebKey, I'm trying to think of some that have been around. Like I said, you know, in that protocol, these deals, they've been around the whole time everybody's been in crypto.
Yep.
Like they're not just, they just popped up. they've been around and people have been consistently making money from them year after year after year after year. You just don't hear people talking about it, right? You don't hear people really educating on it, but people are behind the scenes killing it when it comes to staking, mining as well.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about the whole garage full of computers
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
fans, and you in here running your block is flashing, the lights is flashing on your block because you're running a Bitcoin mining operation. Like, no, we're not talking about that. Technology has changed all of that when we talk about how you can mine tokens now. And so to me, earning crypto
Mhm.
and compounding
Mhm.
crypto outpaces price by far.
Yeah.
You don't really care so much about the price when you're compounding the amount of crypto that you have.
Mhm.
It exceeds that price, especially if it's a real project with real utility. So, yeah,
So, for those who are out there, do you think that they could get into some of those projects you just said?
absolutely.
Start earning if they stake 5, 10,000, 20,000,
Absolutely.
and be fine. Can you pull your money out after the year, or you got to wait another year, or 2 years, or three
You
years?
have options. You have options. You don't even have to stake it for a year. You don't even have to stake it at all. You can just put it there and earn. You just won't earn as much. And when you want to take it, you can take it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the people who are leaving it there are the ones who say, "Okay, I don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I want to get. I want to earn the maximum that I can earn. I'll put it there for a year,
Mm-hmm.
and come back and get it all. Now your profits are paid to you every 8 hours, so you can take those if you choose. But that principal stays there for a year and earns for you over the year. But if you don't touch it all, everything compounds, even your earnings. And so
Yeah.
that's how you get to those high percentages, because you're getting paid for staking. And then those staking rewards that you're earning are also compounding as well and earning just like your principal. And so that's how it compounds so that you can get to those high percentages. Man, there have been some that have paid 6,000, 8,000%. I mean, but these are new projects usually.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, more risk in those projects. But if you can find the ones that are relatively solid, that really look like, okay, this thing is going to work. You want
Yeah.
to just know about it early. The problem is we never know about it early enough. By the time we know about it, they're not paying you 2,500% APY. They're paying 300% APY, which is still
Which
great.
is still good. Hold on, it's
Still
still
good
good.
money. Still
Still
good.
good.
And that's what people are doing in those projects that have been around for 4 or 5 years, right? They've accumulated and compounded and made so many of the tokens
Mm-hmm.
that they don't care that the price of the token has gone down.
Mm-hmm.
They've been compounding and earning, even if they're getting 3, 4, 500% a year, they good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's just a whole nother aspect of crypto. That's where, for me, and especially having a community,
Mm-hmm.
it's a great place to park and bring your community, because you don't have to worry about trying to buy and sell tokens at the right time,
Yeah.
or to go read a chart to make sure that you taking a trade at the right time and getting out at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are very subjective, and depend on a person and how good that person is. To have something that a community can follow, you got to have something that's a little more structured.
Yep.
And so that's why I love, the staking, the mining. In the mining, WeFi mining, you buy your what we call initial technology offering, which is like your mining technology that mines the token. All you got to do is mine it, and you buy it, and then you stake it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you stake it, it's just going to earn for you for the next 6 years. You don't got to do anything else. That's why I say if people can give 3 to 5 years, you
Yeah.
can change your situation.
Yeah. Yeah. And be good. we've had some people, man, who got a chance to do that. Man, shout out to you, Rod, man. I know he's literally about to start his show like at the exact same time right now. So, brother, I thank you, man, for him coming in here and just showing love. Texas in the building, boy. You know, shout out to Coach Rashid. I know he's about to start a Zoom call. Look at it. Hosted a Zoom call. Good to hear from you today, CPMD. Keep crushing it, man.
That's where you make the money, man. That's where you make the money.
Yeah, yeah.
Education and then serving the community so that they can come there and learn about what you're doing.
Yeah. And that's what we really want. We really want to make sure that people are on this side and hearing about this side, because the mature answers of crypto and how you're making money on crypto and how you can foresee it for the long run is there. Even though all of the horror stories and people have been through some things and people have been through some rough things, if you get with the right community, you can definitely make serious money out here.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Change your life.
Change your life.
Change your life.
You know, he says that like he has experience, y'all. What do you think, man? What do you think, huh?
Change your life. Eat when you want to eat. Sleep when you want to sleep. You know, that's the type of freedom everyone should be able to experience.
Yeah. It's listen, I love this conversation today, CPMD. Literally, bro, you have killed it. I hope that today helped illuminate a lot of people who may have had the fear of stepping into crypto or the fear of stepping back into crypto, right? Because there's a lot of people, crypto damaged them. I don't have nothing to do with it or anything else like that.
Hey, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I don't care if it's hurt you before or not, or if you don't know about it. Please learn it. It's inevitable. You're not going to get away from it. It is not going to go anywhere. It is only going to become a bigger and bigger part of just financing and, you know, finance and banking. It's only going to become a bigger part of it. There is no way you can avoid it. It's just like when, you know, the .com era, and, you know, when we went to these smartphones and everything changed, when we started swiping cards to pay for things, like those were big shifts that happened. Crypto is that shift. And there is zero possibility that crypto will disappear and not be around. It will be a part of everyday life. And those who take the time to learn it now and participate in it now are going to be the ones who can create wealth from it. Because when crypto is all over the globe and it's everywhere, and, you know, people are spending it and using it, and there are ATMs all over the place, and there's going to be banks that are just, you go into the bank and you can get crypto. All of this stuff is going to happen, right? You just got to be able to see a little bit of the future, have a little bit of imagination. You're going to ask yourself, do I just, you know, you got to ask yourself now, do I just want to participate in it later, or do I want to be wealthy in it later?
The mic has dropped at that point. That's just boom. The mic did drop.
The only question. And when you understand how it really works and how fast it is and how transparent it is, we don't know what the banks do with our money. We have an idea, but we don't really know. But what if you could know? Yeah. Crypto makes that possible. Crypto adds that level of transparency so you know exactly what's going on. It's a game changer. It's a game changer. And we you know, we got that crazy guy in the office right now. You know, he be getting a little crazy, you know, but he is very pro crypto.
We love crypto. Love crypto.
He wants this to be the crypto capital of the world. And there's only one way that happens. And I think next month in August, they're set to finalize the regulatory grounds for crypto. I think it's somewhere coming up here in the next month or so that we should get some clear direction on, you know, where they stand with regulation. It's not going to be long before we see the regulation really ease up and crypto really open up here in the US. It has to happen
Yeah.
if this is going to be a major player in crypto, if the US is going to be a major player in crypto, because these other countries is going to happen, and there's no way those other countries are going to have open regulation and the US not.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no way.
They're already positioning for it right now when
They
you
are.
look at it.
Yeah.
And you're seeing a lot of the major banks are taking their stakes. I'm talking about trillions. They're putting in billions and trillions into crypto. So when you even talk about the ETFs, they're putting their stake into there because they understand it now.
But you know what happens with those ETFs?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know a whole lot about it, because I just, I mean, I follow a little bit of it just because it's just in the mix. But you see them things nosedive.
Well,
you see a lot of money. You see a lot of money go in them, and you see a lot of money come out. And that's almost like playing the game of just holding and watching your crypto do this.
Yeah. But you got to get in the right ones that are
ETF. And I know I'm not even going to speak like I know.
Yeah.
I'm not, that's
Lambo,
not.
We'll go on a whole different conversation. You'd be like, Lambo, hold on. The reason why I'd be like, no, you want to be on the side of ETFs. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Quick, you want to be on the side of ETFs, but I'm gonna leave it alone like that. But yes, for you with the regulations and the things that they're doing, you guys definitely want to be into crypto and into playing and into being able to follow a great mentor and leadership, man, like my guy CPMD and so many other great leaders like BLJ, Coach Rashid, Anthony, Jay Ford, man, the list goes on and on. Limited Freedom, man. Even my guy, man, Kid Haney, got a chance to understand crypto. He learned from a guy. I don't know if you remember, man, my guy, man, Brandon, man, Bitcoin Brandon, man. He was amazing guy, amazing guy. And at the time, he was the highest at it. He was rolling. I mean, you couldn't. That cat was rolling in it and taught classes on understanding crypto, wallets, and everything else so that you can be educated to it. He kept pushing it. And then boom, he ducked off because he got into something else and inventing stuff and all of this stuff. But the education was so intense in learning how to maneuver crypto, and first time people getting into crypto, that people, it made sense to people, and people knew what to get into, how to get into it, what an exchange, MetaMask wallets, all of this stuff. We need to educate ourselves amongst that, because even when you look at your apps now, right, a lot of them are accepting crypto, right? You're paying for stuff in crypto. Banks are actually having you buy crypto with them. They're showing crypto charts. There's too much of it out here for you guys not to go ahead and at least take a class, at least talk with my guy CPMD, see what's going on. How do I get in this? How do I learn this? Where do I go? And kind of see where you guys can go to further your knowledge in crypto. Even if you're with the Leverage Your Family, man, jump in the chats. And I would love for our community to even put that even in a WhatsApp, man, and what you're doing, you can put it in your community. Hey, man, come take a class or come on this Zoom to learn about crypto, just the basics of it, how to buy it, how to purchase it, the maneuver, all of that stuff, so you guys can level up to a whole nother level, all right? CPMD, brother, I thank you. I appreciate you, man. Tell the people how they can go ahead, man, and get tapped into you, brother. This was an amazing sit-down conversation today.
Of course, I'm on YouTube, so of course, Crypto Pays Me Daily is the channel there. Also have a private community in Facebook, Crypto Pays Me Daily as well. Got to answer some questions to get approved into the group, and you typically will find the link in my YouTube videos and in the descriptions there. But yeah, those are my main two places where I'm, posting content and, some education and opportunities and things of that nature. Yeah, those are that's the two main areas, I, of course, I do have, Instagram and TikTok, but not so much for, the crypto side of things is more just my personal side. But yeah, if you catch me in there, you'll get some update videos. I do a lot of lives, just like how we're doing right here. I use the same platform, so I stream live to the YouTube channel, to my Facebook group, all of that stuff. So yeah, just subscribe, turn your notifications on, and anytime I go live or something happens, you'll get notified about it. So yeah.
Listen, man, y'all better be tapped into my boy, Crypto Paging Daily, man, CPMD, man. I mean, most of the time, man, he's going to come on there blinging and singing. That's what I call it, blinging and singing in the mornings or throughout the day. But he's going to allow y'all to literally learn the journey in crypto and allow you guys to really see what these projects are actually unraveling. And then you can hear about some of these things that are doing some amazing returns that'll help you out for the longevity of what you're doing, right? Look at that.
I had to get like you. Look at
CPMD, that boy crazy, man.
Oh, so you didn't have that the last time. You added that this time.
Oh man, the Lambo Bell been out here, brother. This Lambo Bell been here for about what? It gotta be a year and a half. This Lambo Bell,
you might have had it then. I don't know, maybe. I can't remember. It's been a little bit so.
Brother, this Lambo Bell has been it. People be in there tell you hit the bell in there when they had the bell emojis. That means like, hey, you better ring that Lambo Bell, Lambo. So when
that bell remind me so much of TikTok, man. That's the TikTok bell when they be oh man. Look, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, brother. Like it's always love, My line is always open, and the invitation is always here. If you want me to come on, and like I said, I'm just super impressed at what you've been able to do and create and the consistency. Because man, it's not easy. It's not easy to give 2 hours of your afternoon, when you could be with your wife and or whatever else you got going on. It's not easy. And to be somewhere around 500 shows, I'm like, that's insane. And to be consistent, like me, if I would have had a show on Tuesday, or Monday, it wasn't happening. Like it wouldn't have happened, But to get to every week, man, I mean, I just applaud what you're doing, what you done built over here, man. It's amazing, and it's just refreshing too to see good content, just good quality content. Highlighting the good things that are happening out there, right? I mean, we see so much stuff on social media that just surrounds negativity, and just, just hate and crimes and just negative stuff, foolishness, stuff that don't really mean anything. It is not productive or helping anybody, but just to have some stuff that people can come to hear something new and refreshing and, value, get some value. That's the word I'm looking for, to really put value out there for people. That stands for a lot. And, I give all my respect to you for what you do. And again, anytime you need something, just, ring me up. If I need anything, I just don't want the assistant to answer. I'm going to get direct, and I need direct access.
The assistant be going, man. She be rolling. She be handling all my stuff. I shout out to people be like, Lambo, we can't get a hold of you like that no more. Like, hey, you better book an appointment. That's how they know.
Hey, look, when you're booked and busy, man, you got a lot going on, man.
Look at me. This seat, people know, my wife can tell you, I get down here early and I'm in this seat all day long.
Wow.
I have my lunches, my breakfast, my dinners right here. So when people be like, man, Lambo, I'm like, bro, like, you don't know. And most of the people, when you book a call, you have 30 minutes with me, right? 15 to 30 minutes. That's it. So you have to make sure you get it out, what you need.
Right,
So,
right.
so I can relay that to the team, right? Because there's hundreds and thousands of more people looking to have the same kind of conversation that you're trying to have, right? And we want to make sure that we maintain that level. So that's why I tell my team, man, get with LA, right? I give them the number. LA, text her 704-533-5499. 704-533-5499. Get with LA. Book your call. Come get with Lambo, man. I can't wait to go ahead and talk with you. I'll meet y'all and definitely address whatever we can do to really help you guys out to the next level, man. Again, the bell. You see it. You see it, man. You see it, man. You know what it is, man. Man, we have had a ball out here, y'all. We really want to thank y'all, man. Make sure you guys go like, subscribe to my guy, man, Quentin's channel, man. CPMD, Mr. Crypto Pays Me Daily, man. Like it on Facebook. Get in the community. Make sure you like it definitely on YouTube, right? Because he posts his YouTube videos there where you guys can go back, catch it live, catch the replays, hit the notification bell so anytime he comes on, you guys can definitely be one of the first ones there and get so much information, man. I'm telling you what, man, it will help change your life because we watched how it has helped change his life and countless of others' lives who are following this amazing general's lead, man. We truly love you and thank you, man, for everything that you have meant to our community as a brother, as a friend, as a leader, but as a coach, man, out here for so many of us that are definitely in the direction of wanting to learn crypto and wanting to learn it in the right way. We thank you, Quentin. We thank you, CPMD. Well done, my brother, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep eating at the great steakhouses and all of those other fancy dining places. Keep blinging and keep singing, man, because you know what time it is, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you,
Appreciate you, man.
Till next time, y'all, we love y'all, man. Make sure you guys stay locked in, loaded, man. Every Tuesday, Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. PST. We're locking and loading, man. Loading up the Draco right here on the Leverage Show, man. Making sure that the switch, man, is killing everything moving. Y'all make sure that y'all are definitely, man, locked in because we're coming with more heat, man. We had Chris Tolan on Tuesday night, killed it for the business trappers, and came right back with the Draco and had CPMD, who flatlined and put the whole thing, man, in our scenario. Guess what, y'all? Till later, man. Guess what? We out of here, y'all. We love y'all.